Hello. Welcome, gamers. It is Wednesday. We're back here on Wednesday. You already know it's Wednesday. It's literally Wednesday. It could be Thursday. I don't know. Depends where you live. It's either Wednesday or Thursday, but for me, it's Wednesday. Okay, and Wednesday, that's the day. Let me do some fishing. As we all know, fishing on the web, webbed fishing, roadcraft. What the? First we road and then we craft. Okay, I'm gonna open up web fishing, and then I will greet everyone. Literally everyone. No, just some people. All right, welcome Stream Elements, welcome Nonmu, welcome A Poland, welcome Stanley, Slime Molder, SimmerQ. Hemp and Pork Foo and Last Tabaka and Altscop and Yuyuko. When even is day? Wednesday. Ronmu, did you change your capitalization again? As I saw it was like lowercase the other day, and now it's back to being uppercase. What's the deal? What's going on? Anyway, we got web fishing. Create game, unlisted, request to join, manual, create game. Okay, well, it is Wednesday, the day that we play web fishing and talk about stuff, and it's up to you. And that's right, it's up to you to determine topics to discuss, because I don't know. I've titled the stream, The Real Fishing is me fishing for topics to discuss, because I honestly, I have a few things, but besides that, I have no idea. That's how it goes. Nutritious as well is here. I don't know if I greeted you. I saw your message and then I started talking, and then I was like, did I greet him? I don't know. Okay, here's the lobby code. No, but LLVM, I don't think I will. Alright, this one, that's the lobby code 50EVPR. Manually unpin that message. Alright, well. Alright, so what happened? What's going on, y'all? Wednesday. I went to a Vietnamese restaurant yesterday, as I often do on Tuesdays. And they did not have banh mi, so I did not eat leftover banh mi today. It was unfortunate. I was like, how can you be out of banh mi? Right? That's crazy. That's like the thing. One of the two things. It's either pho or banh mi. And they didn't have it. And then after that, I went to another restaurant to try to get some banh mi to go. But it was too late. It was like 9 p.m. or something, and it was closed. Now the sign did say that it closes at 9:30. It was 9:10, but I looked inside. The lights were dim. It appeared that there was no one really in there besides like one person, and I think that one person was like a staff member closing up. So I did not actually get any. I like the lemongrass beef. I got the lemongrass chicken. That's what I tend to get when there's no banh mi. It's pretty good. Yeah, there was no banh mi. How can you not have banh mi? That's like the thing, you know? Anyway, but that's fine. And then when I was in the restaurant, there was the table that was in front of me. There was one guy who was like, he got something pork related, and then he said to his friends, yo, the swine is divine. And they're like, what is that? What is swine? And he was like, swine? Oh, that's like pork. And then one other person, I swear, she was like, no, swine is chicken. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, I'm pretty sure swine is chicken. And they're like, no, it's not. It's literally pork. And then she's like, okay, I'll look it up. And then she was wrong. And they're like, why would you think swine is chicken? And then the other person was like, no, like, I could see why you would think that. Yeah, I did. I could see how you could easily be confused. That was my story, okay? That's all I had to talk about. There's tons of great Viet dishes, but banh mi is certainly one of the best ones to take home. Exactly. It's like, it heats up well. You could put it in the fridge overnight. Nice, it's good food. The bread is always like really like, what's the word for it? It's like really hard. The bread, it like scrapes your mouth sometimes when you eat it. But it's nice. It's good. It's high quality, and it has vegetables. It has pickled daikon and carrots. And I think that's cool. I think it is quite nice. A meal in and of itself, that's a thing that people say, in and of itself. I still don't understand what they mean by this. Welcome, Laketh. Had a banh mi for the first time this year. What the heck? How often do you all get Vietnamese food? Specifically banh mi. I would say for me, almost weekly at this point. Because my uncle, you know, he's always like, let's go to the Vietnamese restaurant. And I was like, alright. And then I go. And then when he said, you want something besides Vietnamese food? And I'm like, I don't really care. And he's like, okay, let's go to Vietnamese food. And then I was like, alright. It's good. He always gets the pho. And me, as someone who doesn't really eat beef, I'm like, I don't really want that. And so I get something else. Sometimes when I eat banh mi, I kind of cut the sides of my mouth. Exactly, right? The bread, there's just something about the bread, you know? There's a good place at the farmer's market, so I also get weekly. Yeah, it's good. It's good food. I have it bi-weekly whenever my parents have leftovers from church. What is usually left over? Is it the banh mi that's left over? Or is it like the other stuff? I don't even know. Is there other stuff that leaves over well? They could have the lemongrass chicken with rice. That's like my other go-to thing, besides like banh mi and pho. Sandwich is good. What's a famous Vietnamese dish? I don't know if I've had any. The banh mi or the pho. That's like the two things. That's like the two main things. That's good. I would recommend either of them. I typically, there's also lemongrass. I don't really even know what lemongrass is. Lemongrass, chicken, Vietnamese, leaves over. Okay, doesn't this look so good? It's pretty good. It's a fragrant grass, the grass, this one. A lemon. That's a lime. That's not lemongrass, that's lime. Chicken. There's also whoops, can't type. Banh mi. That's pretty good. They usually don't have this much meat in them. And then, you know, the classic pho. You might say pho. It's actually pronounced pho. Some people don't know this. Goi kun is really famous. It's like spring rolls. Ah, yes. This is summer roll, I think. Spring roll is the one that's like fried. I believe. I don't usually get this, but I think I had it once. It's pretty good. I don't know why it's called a summer roll. Wait, this does say spring rolls. I thought this was a summer roll. What the heck is a spring roll then? Spring roll versus summer roll? The non-fried spring roll. See, like I thought these were the... Both are spring rolls? Wait a second. Summer or salad rolls? Egg rolls? People always call this the spring roll. See, that's the summer one. At least in Thai there are not separate words for lime and lemon. Wait, really? Are they like, how is that? They're different though. How can there not be two different words? How is that even a thing? I thought pho was just ramen. Apparently it predates. No, you're gonna get people so angry. What do you mean it's the same as ramen? It's so different. It's got like entirely different things. It's its own separate taxonomy. Although it is, you know, it is noodles in soup. So I guess in that way it is similar, but there are many differences. Anyway, good. Look at Doc's location. Ashburn, what the frick? I'm not in Ashburn. You think I'm in Ashburn, Virginia? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's where I am right now, guys. I'm totally right now in Ashburn, Virginia. Definitely. Just based on the pictures, no, they're so different. Ramen broth and pho broth are quite different. The toppings for pho are much less strong. Yeah, I think it's a lot more subtle flavor. I live relatively close. Doxed. Yuko has been doxed. Ashburn is a common location for Fastly data centers, by the way. They have a location there, and a lot of traffic gets routed there. It is one of the central hubs of data flowing through the internet. Do you know that? Ashburn. Fastly. Fastly network map. Was it Fastly or was it Cloudflare? It's one of those, right? Ashburn. Look at that. They got a network in Ashburn. Ashburn CDN. Cloudflare. Does Cloudflare also have a network in Ashburn? Ashburn, Cloudflare. It does. It also does. I don't know why I can't find it on the page, but it definitely does. Whoops. And closed the entirety of Firefox. I may be extremely biased, but Viet food is very pleasing, so if you haven't tried it, it could be really nice for you. I think it's good. Try Bon Bo Hop. Viet dessert. What does Bon mean anyway? I always thought it meant like bread, but then like I thought, does me mean bread? What is Bon? What is that even? It's a Vietnamese steamed rice cake. I don't know if I've seen this. It does look interesting though. If I ever see pho, I will try it. You should try it. Too close to Dulles Airport, which is reasonably famous. I am aware of that place. I've not been there, but I had coworkers who lived there. Bon doesn't translate exactly, but the closest thing you could say is sort of the product of a starch. Okay, so it's like bread and like other like starchy type ingredients. What does bon mean? Bon mean? No, it's bon me. What does bang mean in this phrase? Best individually wrapped. What does it say? There's a lot of different types. Translate loosely as cake or bread. Refers to a wide variety of prepared foods that can be eaten by hands or chopsticks. What about bon medium? What did they even mean? Mods. Bon that guy. Am I right, guys? Don't bond me from your chat. That's too bad. I made the same wordplay before you did. It can refer to bread, a product of rice or flour, or something. Could be anything. Wheat flour, rice flour. A descriptive word or phrase that follows. Literally cow cake or banana cake. Yeah, what is this? That was good. What the heck? It's like a dessert, perhaps. Bon you, bon me. The noodles in pho are normally called bon pho. I see. Similar dishes: mont, kanom, kue. Oh, what the heck is this? What is that thing in the middle? That looks extremely plasticky. Okay, this probably is something wrapped in plastic. I thought that was like part of the food. What the heck? They also make a bright green pandan cake. Sounds good. A lot of good food out there. Any food appreciators? What's the best food you've had recently? Oh, at work they had curry. Curry with naan, Indian curry. It was quite good. It was actually quite good. I'm gonna have it again on Thursday probably. And then this is where you find out all the companies in New York that have curry for lunch this week. You'd be like, this is where he works. People working at this place are talking about the curry. Well, he's got to work here. And a breakfast burrito today. That sounds good. Sometimes I feel like when I get a breakfast burrito in places, there's like too much potato. Do you ever get this feeling? Sometimes it's very potato heavy. And I feel like it makes you very full. And there's like too much. You could have less potato and I would be satisfied. Lou Malnati, Chicago Pizza. I'm in Chicago right now. See, I'm aware of that restaurant. I always thought, because the only place that I've heard of it was from like a comedy YouTuber or Vine person, and I thought it was a pun on Illuminati. He kept talking about Illuminati pizza, and I was like, this has got to be some kind of wordplay on the Illuminati. But then I checked the comments, and everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, Illuminati's great," and I was like, "Is this like a real place?" I thought he made it up. It is probably, in fact, a real place. I bought a wok and I'm making some great mapo tofu and curry and fried rice. It's a lot of food. Mapo tofu is good. Every time I have mapo tofu, I'm like, I sure am glad I got this. I thought it was too. I still think it's like a pun on Illuminati. Best food recently, a lamb stew. That also sounds good. I feel like I have not had lamb in a while. Wait, is that true? No. I feel like I might have had lamb recently. A lamb chop. Leg of lamb, perhaps. Illuminati. Any Illuminati members in the chat right now? Any fans of secret societies or whatever? I don't even know, really. Lamb vindaloo. Sounds good. Sounds good. You know what's a good lamb dish? Rogan Josh. That's a thing, right? Rogan Josh. It's like a guy's name, but it's also in Indian food. Spelled Rogan Josh. Wait, am I thinking of Rogan Josh? Am I thinking of something else? No, yeah, this one has lamb. Lamb. A lamb or goat alkanet root. Rogan Josh, yeah. When the staff at Illuminati Pizza gets sick, it's Illuminati Pizza, right? Because they're ill, obviously. They're ill in the Illuminati. Top 3 food for me at Indian places. For me, it's gotta be, you know, chicken tikka masala. That's like the go-to. Rogan Josh, if that's on the menu, I'll have that. It's like butter chicken is one of like the default that people get. Butter chicken. Yeah, for the longest time, I always thought butter chicken and tikka masala were like the same thing. I guess they are like probably not the same thing, but they have like a similar color, right? They're both like orangey. It is a dish, but there's also famous actor Josh Rogan. Yeah, when I see that, I think of Seth Rogen, right? Seth Rogen, that's a guy who exists. I can tell you the worst food I've had, which is Irish lamb, and it's probably a me issue. Why was it bad? Was it it was like undercooked? Was it the flavoring? Were there no flavors? At a Pakistani restaurant, biryani is an excellent value. Yeah, it's good. Good food. A lot of good food. A lot of goated food out there. Some of it is literally goat. It's goated with the sauce. Sometimes they don't even have sauce. Sometimes it's just, you know, they got cumin. Anyone have cumin lamb at a Chinese restaurant? That's pretty good. It's bitter. Tried it at 2 places. Irish lamb. Can I check Irish lamb? Welcome, Zoli. Welcome, Old Man Diabetes. Doesn't the UK claim chicken tikka masala as their national dish because they do Indian better than their own food, I think? Yeah, I think some people did say that chicken tikka masala was invented in the UK, which, you know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I could see it. Seafood Guesser has Scran Meter? Yes. I did see Northern Lion stream it, and that is a new thing they have on there where people can vote whether they like the food or not. Lamb ribs. Irish lamb. Irish lamb. Ooh, what is this? Irish lamb rib. I mean, that looks pretty good. Sometimes there's like meat has like too much fat on it though. Like when I look at this one, like this piece looks like too much fat. When you bite into like a piece of meat and it's like all fat, I'm like, that's too much. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes there's too much, and I say there should not be enough. There should be less. And then sometimes there's like no fat, and it's like it's so chewy. It's just me talking about relatable food things. So true, Wolfie. Yeah, so true. Sometimes food is chewy, and sometimes there's too much fat. Whoa, he's so brave for saying this. Welcome, Amplo. On good meat, the fat tastes good too. Factory meat, no. Yeah, but sometimes there's too much. There was like one time when I was in Japan, and like I was eating sushi at a place, and all the people there were like, you know, native to Japan. They had like lived there their entire life. They are Japanese, and they're like, you gotta try. I forgot the name of the cut of sushi, but it was like, I think it was like very fatty tuna, and they're like, you gotta try this. It's like the best cut. And then I had it, and it was like so fatty that I kind of could not eat it. I was like, I ate part of it. I started chewing it, and then like I don't think I could finish it, and then I just kind of like spit it out. But like, I don't know, it feels like a waste. That's when I found out that I don't like the fattiest cut of tuna. Some of those Wagyu videos have meat that is 70% fat. It's like, what's the point? Well, for Wagyu, I feel like it's a bit different, because it does actually taste good. They also, I feel like at a lot of places where they give like very fatty like Wagyu beef like that, they usually have like rice or like some other thing that it goes with. You're not always just eating it by itself, you know? And then they use the fat from the Wagyu to also like cook the rice, like fried rice. They put like some vegetables as well, some mushrooms sometimes. Yeah, I think it's alright. For a regular old cut of steak. Yeah, but have you had like good Wagyu? Otoro, yeah, Otoro, I think. What is it? Like there's Chutoro, there's Otoro. The other one, I think, yeah, they probably had the fatty one. But it was too much. I could not eat it. But some people love it. Some people, you know, people have different tastes. That's why people are different. That's why, you know, people have preferences. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Just explaining obvious things. Yeah, people like different things sometimes. Food. Hey, sometimes people like food. Other people, they don't like the same food. Isn't that crazy? Why don't people like the food that I like? Wow. Look at this. A small crappie. Can't be saying that. It's absurd. Fishing. What's the best fish? I feel like this is a question that I ask too much. Like, what's the best something or other? That's like my go-to question when I stream. It's like, hey, what's your favorite this thing? And then people start naming things, and then I just say, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then I read the next thing, and I say, that's also pretty good. Herring? Is that the best food to eat or in general? In this context, I mean to eat. But you could, you know, maybe you'll just like a fish of some kind. In the future, food will be flavorless pills that you take twice a day. Did you also see that Garfield book? When I was growing up, there was this one Garfield audiobook. It came on like a cassette, and there was like a book that went with it, and it was like Garfield sleeps for so long that he finds himself in the future. And then everything's like, whoa, everything's so cool. Everything's like automated. Robots do everything for you. You don't have to work. And then the way that he got out of it was like, at the very end, they were like, oh, and also, it's time to eat. And he's like, oh boy, can't wait to see what good food they have here in the future. And then it was like, they just had like pills that had all the nutrients in it. And it's like, oh, look, you don't even need to like eat food. It's just like a pill. And then he was like, oh, get me the frick out of here. I hate this. I hate this. I remember reading this Garfield, right? I remember that so well. Something about it was very memorable to me. And whenever people talk about, you know, in the future we're just gonna have pills, that's what I think of. Salmon is probably more correct. Salmon, herring. Herring is kind of funny. As a kid, I couldn't stand it. Started getting into it. Herring? What about red herring? Are there other herrings? I don't even know. Are herrings naturally even red? Lasagna pill. I wonder if I can find it. Garfield book where he goes to the future and the food is in pill form. Surely this will come up with a result. Rip Van Kitty is... Oh, is it? Yeah, it was called Rip Van Kitty, right? He slept for so long that he found himself in the future. Yes, this one. Wait, no, this was the cartoon, right? No, I wanted the book. There was a book. Food pills. Garfield. Where was it? Garfield books? Garfield books. Hold on. The heck? No, I definitely read this. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Garfield goes to the future? I don't know. It was somewhere. Garfield audiobook? Garfield. It's kind of weird how there's this idea of food becoming more flavorless and efficient like that. Yeah, Soylent Green. It exists in both forms. Yeah, I want to find the book though. Smoked scomber is quite nice. I've never even heard of that. Scomber. To eat, I like tuna and bass. I was gonna say bass. They have a real product called Soylent. Yeah, they named that after the movie, right? It's kind of absurd. Like the movie is like, oh yeah, Soylent is made of people. There's Soylent Green, and then they were like, let's name a company Soylent. Everyone's like, well, that's so wacky. And now people think of the food before the movie. Read and watched the same general story. I feel like it's probably like a common thing. I can't find it though. Garfield book future. Garfield book, he goes to the future. I wonder if I can find it. Garfield hams it up. Garfield caution. Garfield gets in a pickle. Used to be a Jetsons joke. Exactly. Garfield audio book. No, they're bringing the real Garfield. Garfield audio. Which was it? One of these? I don't even know. Wait, was it one? I feel like it was one of these probably. Or maybe not. I don't know. Garf Eel. I remember that one. Also Bream. I don't know if that's what you call it. Sea Bream. Is that it? Andrew Garfield, my favorite president. Oh, that Garfield. Classic Garfield moment. That's the guy who hates the Mondays. Started Googling and stumbled on a video that prepares the fish from the first step, cutting off the head and removing the guts. For what? For the fish that you had named? What is that food named? That fish? Scomber. Never even heard of it. Scomber? It's like the word somber. Somber smithing stones, Elden Ring. Any Elden Ring fans? Welcome all to Chikar. Welcome to Wednesday. I saw a video the other day about parasites that replace fish's tongues. I feel like the idea of parasite is so scary. Right? For something to like live within another creature's body. To like, you know, utilize it for resources. Sometimes they control the brain. It's scary. Welcome, Delicious Smile. You guys know that Japanese YouTuber that catches exotic fish and attempts to eat them, often getting very sick? I have not heard of that YouTuber. There's so many YouTubers out there that are like really famous that I've never heard of. It was literally in the news the other day, right? The Nature Boys or whatever, they're quitting, and I'm like, I've never heard of them. And then I clicked their channel and they had like 25 million subscribers. And I'm like, wow. And yet I've never even heard of them. Monkfish? I don't even know what a monkfish is. Monkey? What if it was a monkey fish? Monkfish Korea. It's called Nature Boys, but it's one guy. But doesn't he have like children? When I clicked on his channel and then I sorted by most viewed, one of them was like, we tried to do something with a Nerf gun or something. And so I assumed that it was him and his child. Maybe. I don't actually know if that is the case. Maybe it was like a one-off video. There's a monkey eel. I don't even know. I don't even know monkeys. Not good with the process of filleting fish. Removing eyes was the only time I whited out, have blacked out too. That wasn't whiting. Well, I don't know what the difference is. What even is the difference? Has anyone blacked out before? It's never happened to me. Sometimes it happens to people when they drink, right? Some people, they drink so much that they don't even remember. Oh, there's a meteor right there. Turns out the monkey eel is neither a monkey nor an eel. What even is it then? Why would they name something after something that it's not? Blacking out is probably when your vision goes dark, but that day my vision was all white. What the... Didn't they change, like in Pokemon, when you lose a battle? Didn't they change that at some point? It used to be you blacked out, and then later, I think in later games, you like whited out or something. Although I feel like it's never really happened in a long time. I fainted a few times from exercise-related activities. You are overexerting yourself. That's too much. You gotta stop. I think blacking out refers to not being able to remember anything. Well, that has never happened to me. Thankfully. And I hope that it doesn't. Because that would suck. Wow. Good times out here on the web fishing lobby. Pretty weird how your brain just stops recording. I mean, it's like when you go to sleep, right? No, but then I guess no, because then you do, because you're not awake for that. I don't know. Some people like sleepwalking, right? Some people, they sleepwalk. And I always thought that was made up. You know, some people, they're like, oh yeah, I just like went into the kitchen and made a sandwich and I don't remember any of it. I'm like, what the heck, man? I thought sleepwalking was just a thing in like cartoons. Like, I didn't know people would actually like literally like get out of their bed and then like walk around and do stuff and not remember it. Now that's scary. Has anyone here sleepwalked? You used to sleepwalk as a kid? What kind of stuff would you do though? Would you just like walk around? Would your parents be like, bro is walking? Bro, he's sleeping and walking? Like, what is that? It's a kid thing. Is it more common in children to sleepwalk? It has been a thing I've done. Did anyone mention it to you? They're like, hey, by the way, you were doing this thing. I knew a guy who said he sleepwalked. I don't know if it was true. I would imagine it was true. I don't know why you would lie about it, right? I don't know. Like, what if I sleepwalk and I just don't know because no one tells me? Right? There are some things like that, right? For the longest time, like, I don't know if I still snore in my sleep, but like at some point I did, and I had no idea until like one time someone was like, hey, you snore pretty loudly. I was like, what the? I didn't know. That's how you find out it happened. Yeah, because someone tells you. It's like, man, I would have no idea. He was like 10. Sleepwalking at 10. Is it common? Let's sleepwalking. Search up sleepwalking. Sleepwalking, also known as somnambulism or noctambulism. Combined sleep and wakefulness. It's a sleep disorder. Slow wave stage of sleep. I see. Sleepwalking is characterized by partial arousal during non-rapid eye movement sleep. Impaired perception, associated disorders. Most studies look at sleep disorders in adults, but children can also be affected. Interesting. I know enough Latin to know that noctambulism is the word for night and walks. I know that. I didn't have to say it. I just intuitively know. And ambulism is to walk around. And obviously nocturnal, you know, nighttime. Clearly. It sounds like a Genshin song. Does it? I don't know Genshin. I feel like the closest that I've had to sleepwalking is not really even close, but I feel like when I was a kid, there was a time when I would have like a dream. I actually remember this very well. I think I told it on stream once. When I was a kid, I had this dream where there was like a food fight somewhere. We were like in a cafeteria or something. And one kid, actually, can I remember what this is? They said something like, they're like throwing a pie around. And he said, "Here, have some jam." And then I was like, that is so funny. What's this called? There's text on the bottom left that has the name of the song. But he said, "Here, have some jam." And then he threw the food. And then I laughed really hard in my dream. But then my parents, who were sleeping next to me, I think it woke them up because I was laughing in real life. And then they were like, "What's so funny?" And then I was just like, "I don't know." And then I just went back to sleep. There's something about it. I remember that so well. One of the things that I remember. I couldn't see because I was on desktop. Huh? What do you mean? Isn't it always on the screen? It's literally on the layer above. I think it's probably because it was like scrolling. You know, it was in this part when it was like fully not on the screen. But you know, it will be there. It is often just on the screen. As all songs will be. Good anecdote, thank you. And now you remembered. Now you'll be like, I remember the time Wolfie told this story. About the time in his dream when someone said jam and he laughed. It was fun. I had fun. Everyone had a good time. Anyway. Well, that's all the topics I had. That's it. Hey, do you all see, I don't know. Have I had dreams about streaming or programming? Probably. Actually, hold on. Let me check my notes. I do write down the dreams that I remember. And I will check if I have any any stream related things. Do I remember my dreams? Sometimes. Okay, the dream tag in my notes. Had a lot of dreams lately. Do you remember them well? I had a dream where someone ruined all my toothbrushes. That's a thing. They started using them to like clean stuff around the house. And I was like, why are you doing this? And I had no usable toothbrushes. Another dream. Let's look it up. Any streaming related dreams? Not any in recent memory. Oh no, hold on. January 8th, 2025, had a dream where I was about to start stream, but I was in a car and it wasn't parked properly or something. Also, some people showed up to my front door to complain about LLMs being used, but I said to blame the people in charge and not the ICs. I don't know what I meant by this. Apparently, that was a dream that I had. I was gonna start stream, but I was in a car. Some people were in the front doors complaining about something. Interesting. I guess you always have dreams, but only sometimes remember them. Exactly. If you get into the habit of writing down your dreams, though, you end up remembering them a lot better. See, now that you mentioned it, I had a lot of dreams recently. Don't remember what they were about, though. Yeah, but you could write them down. You ever have a thing where like a friend is explaining a dream to you? And it's like they're explaining it in such detail, but like you're thinking like, man, none of this really matters, right? I know it sounds interesting and all you can really say is like, whoa, that's wild. But like, honestly, you can't really like, because like it doesn't mean anything, right? Like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. Wow, he did what? And it's, oh, I can't believe that happened. I know, dude, it was crazy. What do you even say to that, right? When me explaining my dream to you all you can really say is like, whoa, that's a crazy dream, or like a good anecdote, Wolfie. You're like, you know, what if they explain your dream and then they're like, oh, have you considered that maybe this thing symbolizes your desire to achieve more in life and that maybe you're unsatisfied with your life? No, it's just a dream. Okay, that's literally it. It's complain about society. Life, that is literally dreams. I used to write them down until I just stopped remembering them. Yeah, I mean, I used to write down a lot of my dreams. And then it got to the point that I remember my dreams so well that I could lucid dream. I could literally have a dream and control what was happening. I was like, I can tell that I'm dreaming. There would be times when, you know, I would wake up from a dream in the middle of the night and then I would just like hurry to write it down. Because if I didn't write it down, I would probably forget it really fast. And, you know, that's why you gotta do it. You feel like there's any benefits? I don't know, it's kind of cool. That's pretty much it. I don't feel like it improved my life in any way, but also, I mean, it's a thing you could talk about. Had a dream that involved create that SWF of characters for like 15 years ago. Forgot the details other than a roller coaster was involved. And you go vacuum mount. Classic times. Here, let me find some other dreams I had. Let's see. Oh, I talked about this one. I had a dream where I did a Zoom call on work on my Nintendo 3DS. That was fun. Zoom on a Nintendo 3DS. Let's see. Bunch of dreams, you know, classic dreams. Had a dream where I got scammed by a customer support call asking me to scan a QR code and tell them result, and they got access to all my emails. That was a thing. Yeah, with the 3DS webcam, exactly. Other dreams that I had. Had a dream where for some reason I had German in my Slack profile and someone messaged me about it. That was something. I don't know, bunch of dreams, you know. That's life. I've had some TF2 related dreams in the past. There's one time, a long time ago, this is probably like 15 years ago, that I did write this dream down. That I had a dream about Team Fortress 2 and the spy was there and I forgot what happened. But it was a dream. I think it was a red spy specifically. And this is where you cannot say anything about it because there's like literally nothing interesting to comment on. You're like, whoa, what the spy? Wow, that's crazy. What do you think the spy symbolizes? Do you think the spy symbolizes your dissatisfaction with the current state of society? Was he right behind you? I don't even remember. I could look it up if I wanted to, but I won't. Welcome, Namington. Anyway, what else? What else is going on? What else is there to talk about, huh? Let me check my notes. Not really anything. There's nothing. Literally nothing. And so that's the entire stream. I'm going to end the stream right now. Thanks for stopping by. I don't even know who this is. Join request by unknown user. Their name is literally not showing up. There's always LLVM. What do you have to say about LLVM? What about Clang? Let's play webfish, except for the content. I don't know them though. I do not know who this is. It could be a griefer. It could be a hacker. Clang is a front end to LLVM. Well, I knew that. I totally knew that. Obviously. Lib Clang. Clang. Isn't that the sound that robots make sometimes? What is LLVM? It's like a C++ or C compiler of some kind. Possibly. Ain't that the Ninja Turtles villain? I'm surprised you didn't know what this is. I feel like you usually know this kind of stuff. Me being like, oh, I can't believe Shadow doesn't know this thing. Clip to Clang the libs? That doesn't even make sense. Sound the robot makes is a connections category. What are some other sounds though? Beep, boop. Alright, Zully, I know who Zully is. It uses its own IR, intermediate representation language, not directly C/C++. Well, I know that. I don't program, I just compile. Yeah, but that's a compiler though. Isn't that a thing that compiles software for you? Interesting. Ninja Turtles, the Shredder. Oh, Clang, that is. Clang? Clang? Well, if you know Clang, then you should know LLVM, okay? You should know this stuff. I can't believe Delicious Smile doesn't know LLVM. Unbelievable. Krang the brain, yeah, that's the one. The brain guy. Isn't that so scary? There's a guy who's literally just a brain. I've used Cargo before. Cargo Road. Yes, Clang sounds like Krang. Yes, I know. I'm aware of this. As someone who is familiar with sounds, I am familiar with sounds that are similar to other sounds. But they're not exactly the same. They just happen to be similar, you know? And sometimes that means something to some people, but other times it's just a coincidence, like this case. And that's life. Sometimes in life, you just gotta stop and sit on the bench. And then on that bench, you go fishing. And then once you have fished, there's nothing else to do but to wait. Sometimes you just gotta wait, you know? The fish, they're gonna be there, okay? Given enough time, there will be fish. Anyway, speaking of fish, do you see there's a fish VTuber out there who is going to debut at some point, perhaps? Isn't that wild that VTubers are debuting? Wow. Fish. Exactly. Yo, there's the fish of a fish VTuber. What's their name? What's their name? I don't even remember. Saba? Is their name Saba? Something like that. Saba. Saba Ping. Can someone post Saba Ping in the chat? Saba Ping. Mysterious. I thought she already did. Did she? I don't know. I feel like I would have heard of it if she did. Fish. Anyone fishing? Any fans of fish? in the chat? Any fish haters? I don't know this one. No one knows. It's an entirely new VTuber. We don't even know if it's a VTuber. It could just be like a non-VTuber. Me? He hates fish? Fish? Freaking fish, dude. Wanted to do a fishing course at some point. Like learning how to do fishing. Is it the kind on a boat or the kind on like on a pier? Yes? Okay, I'm gonna assume you meant like on a boat. Or fishing? I don't know. You answered that quite quickly, so I believe you may just be talking about fishing in general and not specifically on a boat or a pier. Loves whales, hate fish. Whales, they're totally different. Also, I get sick from filleting fish. I'm not sure if that is a good idea. I don't know. What do you think it is about filleting fish? Is it just gross to you? Or is it some kind of fish related, the chemicals emitted from the fish? The one you need a license for because you fish in local rivers or ponds. Fishing licenses? Imagine having a license to fish. Fillet a fish? Yeah, fillet a fish. It would be gross to anyone. No. Not anyone, just some people. There's something deep nested, can't really put my finger on it. If I do it quickly, I should be able to withstand. What if the fish was fried already? What if you were just cutting up a fish and chips fish? I mean, that's totally different, so I don't know why I would compare the two. But what if you were also grossed out by that? You have a license for that. Oi, bruv. You have a license for this? Crabbing. I've talked about crabbing. Anyway, this person has never showed themselves. I will assume that they are not real. This is not a real person who exists. It is simply a fictional entity. The first time I did it, my mom told me you can remove the eyes with scissors, so I tried. It took me ages and I barely made it to the toilet, almost whiting out. Wow. I don't know, it is kind of gross though. Fish eyes. So I'd like to cut a creature's eyes in general is just like, it's scary, you know? As we as creatures that have eyes, we're like, we need these to see things. And that fish, I mean, even though it's already dead, it's like, you know, it's like gelatinous, right? It's got a strange texture to it. That user is not real. They have what's the word? They have rescinded their join request. Eyes are like soul bearing. Are they though? No, aren't eyes the windows to the soul? Doesn't that imply that the eyes themselves are not the soul? Holding an S stop button? I don't even know what that is. Isn't that the weapon? The sharp pointed weapon? The S stop? They can be both. But the eyes themselves are hollow and only have one window. The soul has to be inside. Is that true though? Where even is the soul? An E-stop? I don't know what that is. What is an E-stop? You probably have two souls. Do we though? Where is the soul located? If you had a soul, where would it be? Would you have many souls in your inventory? Could you consume the souls to obtain soul currency? Soul of a hero? Large soul? Soul parentheses item? Soul parentheses currency? One per eye, one soul per eye. Is this a soul? Have 2 souls on my feet. Is that true? Are you sure about this? If you kill me, I would drop a large one even. That's what we think. We would like to think that our soul is the large soul, the soul of a hero or whatever. But what if we were just like a plain, regular 200 souls soul? Maybe even like a 50 soul? Wouldn't that be sad? Soul is also a type of fish. Is it though? Does it taste good? I'm gonna drink water. It is 6 p.m. All right, I've done it. I've been successful in hydrating. Good times out here, not dying from drinking water. Anyone drink water recently? What's that like? What is the most recent container that you have consumed water from? Anyone drinking water from a bottle recently? Anyone drinking water from a thermos, perhaps? A tumbler even? Perhaps a mug or a cup? Plastic bottle? Glass? LaCroix? Plastic bottle? Cup that I found at the side of the road? What the? Is that safe? Do you clean it thoroughly? What if someone was looking for it? What if you had stolen their mug? Their cup. Their mug cup. LaCroix. I did clean it thoroughly. Yeah, but what about the germs? What about the things? Have you considered the thing? I got recommended a YouTube short from the Mythbusters that was like, they measured how many germs were like on a hand after you wash it, and then you either use a napkin. What is it called? Not napkin. You either use the air dryer blower thing on your hand, or you just use a paper towel. And they found that the paper towel removed like 74% of germs or whatever, and then the air dryer was only like 20 something percent. That's such a big difference. I did not expect that much. It's like, you know, when I'm at work and I see people using, you know, the bathroom after they wash their hands, they just, you know, even though the air dryer is right there, they just get the paper towels, and I'm like, isn't that so wasteful? But you know, I guess it is more clean. I don't know, if there is like paper towel and an air dryer, I will usually use the air dryer because it is less wasteful of resources. It's common knowledge. I didn't think it would be that big a difference though. I mean, you know, it does just blow germs everywhere. I enjoy when the Dyson Airblade blasts the water into my face. Wait, shouldn't I be blasting it into the ground? It's common knowledge. Do you, when you go to wash your hands and there is an air dryer and there is paper towels, do you usually use the paper towels? Your compostable paper towel gang. Man, no one here even cares about the environment, dude. Paper towels are more visibly wasteful, but I don't think it matters that much in the grand scheme of things. Probably true. It's a popular myth that the Mythbusters had to test it out. Well, I mean, I expected it to be true. I just didn't quantify the actual numbers. Paper always? Dang. Am I like in the minority here? that I would use the air dryer instead. I don't know, just something about it. I just shake my hands a bit, hope I don't need to shake hands for a minute or two. Yeah, that's also a thing. It's like you can dry your hands much faster when if you just wring out your hands slightly before you use the towel. What myth? Air dryers versus paper towels. It's not even a myth, it's like known to be true. But anyway, that's life sometimes. Just don't wash. It's also like, you know, it's kind of messed up when like you go wash your hands and you still have to like touch the doorknob to leave. Now that's messed up, right? Or like when you have to like touch the sink handle to actually turn off the water. Like, man, and that's why sometimes when you have like paper towel, you can use that paper towel to open the door instead of using your hands that you had just washed. Right, I feel like, okay, in that case, I feel like in those cases, sometimes I do use the paper towel. If it's a door that you can't push without using your hand. That is like one of the cases when I would. Why not use non-paper towels? What, like regular towels? They don't have those in public restrooms, no. They're talking. Do people use paper towels to dry their hands like in their own home? Okay, I think that's messed up. That's like too much. You should have your own non-paper towels at home to dry your hands. Imagine doing that. What's like another thing? There's like another thing related to this. You have paper towels in the kitchen. Yeah, but do you use those to dry your hands though? It's like, you know, many people have paper towels in the kitchen, but they use it to, you know, clean up other stuff, not specifically their hands. The kitchen, exactly. I don't know. What was I going to talk about? It was something related to this. Yes, in public places, of course. Because this would also mean that we were talking about it because like it's about air dryers. When you have an air dryer in your own home, the two options we were talking about were air dryer or paper towel. And I would assume that people typically don't have either of those in their home bathroom. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Some people do have this in their home somehow, for some reason. An opulent, huge king salmon. Wow. What are some other common myths? Does anyone remember Mythbusters? Does anyone have like a favorite Mythbusters episode myth? Air dry is better because usually the paper towels you find in public restroom are small or thin and do nothing. That is also true. No, that's why you gotta like shake your hands before you use the towel. Life hack, save paper towels by just shaking your hands a bit before you use them. I think it was like you can shake your hands for like 12 seconds or something, or like 10 seconds. And that will reduce the paper towel usage by like 50%. It was like, you know, when I'd go to the office and then wash my hands and then use the paper towels, sometimes I would need 2 paper towels to dry off. Then when I started just shaking my hand for like 10 seconds, I ended up just using 1. And even then, that 1 paper towel still it was not entirely saturated. Welcome, Waddle Block. The Narita airport bathroom I went to didn't have paper towels or a dryer. That is also surprisingly common in Japan. That is the thing that I also found. A lot of places in Japan, they don't have paper towels or an air dryer. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? I think like some people, they bring their own handkerchief to like dry their hands, which I find a bit weird, but That's a thing that people do. Or you could just, you know, just not not dry your hands. And that's strange. Tissues, no, you can't use tissues to dry your hands. That's like, it's not even efficient. They're like, tissues are soft. If you try using a tissue to dry your hands, they'll just get soggy way too quickly. It's inefficient. It's not even the optimal solution, man. Anyway, why was I talking about this? Oh yeah, Mythbusters. Yeah, Mythbusters. What about the myth? What about Holo Myth? What if Mythbusters did an episode about Holo Myth? They could have a collab. Sometimes it's viable. Natural air drying. Yeah, shaking your hands. For real, for real. That's life. That's life out there. Sometimes you're shaking your hands. There have been some times, like at work, when I would be like, you know, meeting someone in the office for the first time, you know, because they're not in New York. And it's like right after like I finish washing my hands, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're this person. Oh yeah, I'm this person. Nice to meet you." And then I'm like, I can't shake your hand because I literally just washed my hands and they're wet. No, okay, no problem. And it's happened several times. Myth is already busting itself. Only 3 left. No, two of them left. Just me misinterpreting your message. 3 left. No, 2 of them left. There's 3 remaining. I know what you mean. I just choose to be incorrect about this. Isn't that strange in English? That words have multiple meanings. You could interpret left as remaining, or left as in the past tense of to leave. There's 3, yes, there are 3 remaining, and 2 of them have exited. Welcome, Liquid Cake. I want to go to the next Holofest. I wonder how many there will be left. What if there's none of them? What if the company doesn't exist by next time? Yeah, 2 left. There's 2 left, but also 3 left. Left as in remaining. It's like there's 3 of them left, but 2 of them left. 2 of them left, so therefore there's 3 left. Very confusing. That's English for you. And classic English, having words mean things. Any English fans in the chat? If you could speak one language, would it be English? I feel like English, you know, it's like a useful language to know. Many people out there know English. You are an English fan. You are, in fact, you are so English, though. That, in fact, is an individual that is English from the region of England. Wow. So brave for being English in today's society. And everyone says, "Oh, what the British? Dude. What's the deal?" Same thing for French. When people online mention they're French nowadays, people just go, "Oh, what the frick? French?" I know, you know, part of it is ironic, but then like what if it's not ironic? What if people are just like, what the? This guy actually legitimately hates the British and the French? Wow, dude. What's the deal? Well, we got a meteor out here. Look at this meteor. That's 2 of them. There's so many meteors right here. Does anyone think it's time to retire web fishing? I don't even know what I would do if not web fishing. What would I even do? We've been doing fishing on Wednesday for so long. How could I possibly not do a fishing thing? Web fishing? No. Catch and release? It's so much effort though. Welcome Moret Gremtino. VR fishing, it takes too much time to set up, in my opinion. You gotta like put on my VR headset, sometimes it updates, and then, I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes I'm on the waiting screen for like 15 minutes because I'm like, oh sorry guys, we had to update some software. Oh sorry, Steam VR broke for some reason. I don't know. I'm learning that Japanese is a pretty optimized language if only it was spoken in other languages. What do you mean by optimized though? Optimized in what way? VR chat? No, I already said VR is a lot of effort. Welcome Casanova. Any kind of fishing game? What about this fishing game? What about web fishing, huh? Everyone hates web fishing now. Maybe you could play one of those console fishing games with a physical controller. Yeah, but that's also effort, right? I would need to buy a physical controller. And then I would need to set it up. I would need like the firmware installation. It's like, oh sorry guys, I need to update my fishing rod firmware. You can say many things with not many words. True, also true. Web fishing is groovy, yeah, but no one plays it anymore. It's dead. I saw someone drawing on web fishing game. Yes, that is a thing that you can do in this game. It is a thing that some people, they'll just join a lobby to draw inappropriate things. It has happened. Sometimes you'll have hackers join a lobby, they'll start drawing animated GIFs. It's crazy. One time someone drew Bad Apple and it was animated. And instead of thinking, whoa, that's cool, I thought, wow, get this guy out of here. Because that means that people can just make arbitrary animations on my stream. I don't want to see that. That's absurd. The things that people do. They will display Bad Apple on everything. All the time. If there is a way to display data on a screen, people will display Bad Apple on it. But Bad Apple? Oh, if Bad Apple is so good, why is it called Bad Apple, huh? It's literally in the name. It's literally bad. If it was good, it would have been called Good Apple. But it's not. So, touche. Destroyed with facts and logic. Get obliterated. If you build it, they will display Bad Apple on it. Exactly. Haters named it and it stuck. Yeah, because it's bad. Because it's bad, guys. Classic. It's so classic, though. Anyway, what else is there? What even else is there worth talking about? Why is New York City called the Bad Apple? The Bad Apple? The Big Apple. If it's not known for Big Apples, it is known for the Big Apple, though. I don't actually know why it's called the Big Apple. But surely there is some historical context to this. Michael Jackson's bad. Whoa, whoa, I think Michael Jackson's good, actually. Okay, just regardless, ignore some of the things he did. I think his music is pretty good. I don't think Michael Jackson is bad at all. I think he's alright, probably. I know, you mean the song. There's a song named Bad. Why would he name his song that? If I was him, I would name my song Good. And then people would be like, Michael Jackson's good, actually. His music are good. What about the one that isn't good? What about his bad song? The song known as Bad. What about Breaking Bad, huh? Why not Breaking Good? I guess, you know, you don't want to break things that are good. In that case, it does make sense. When things are bad, they do tend to break when you think about it. Breaking Bad. Wow. Really makes you think. Fixing Good, Breaking Bad. King Bad. The king is actually good, though. Anyway, okay. So what else? What else is there? It's me. This is the time that I fish for topics to talk about. What about what's been going on? What's been trending recently? Anything interesting occurring out there? Is Breaking Bad even a real sentence? I assume it's like, you know, there's this thing called Breaking Bad habits. I assume that it was something like that. Breaking Bad habits, but like without the habits. Breaking Bad. Breaking Good. All right, what's the deal with let me check Twitter. what's going on Twitter? What does Twitter have to say, huh? Twitter.com. Something. Comics. VTubers. Mario Kart. People talk about Mario Kart. They had a new Mario Kart video just dropped. Breaking Bad is a colloquial expression from the southern US, meaning to turn toward a life of crime or immoral behavior. Oh, I actually did not know that. I was unaware that it was a thing. And now whenever people talk about it, they talk about the show. Breaking Bad. What about Saul? What about Better Call Saul? Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman. That's what he said. That's literally his name. Saul Goodman. That's like a Kojima style name. The man who is good. Saul, the man who is good. Better Saul Call. Yeah, Saul Call these. Got him. What about Breaking Saul? I don't even know. I don't even know, man. Breaking. What if it was a show about breakdancing? Have you thought about this? Some people, instead of breakdancing, it's called breaking. Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad. Oh, you mean like that Australian breakdancer from the Olympics? Am I right, guys? That's a topical joke for you all. If you could go back in the past and tell that joke, people would laugh at you. They'd be like, that is so true. She did break bad. I only know the memes. Jesse, I also only know the memes. I'm Skylar White Yo. That's a meme. Kid named Finger. That's a meme. The one where he falls down, where he opens his car, he's in the car and he's like, no, he doesn't know this thing. I don't even know what that was about, but you know, he was in the car shouting. And then there's one where he falls down on the floor and he's sideways. And then there's one of, I don't even know, the other one. Kojima wouldn't make it a pun. He would call the villain a good man because he's actually bad. I thought he would be good though. Small Ame is a meme. It's too bad she's dead though. Am I right, guys? I seem to remember a lot of shouting in car scenes. Well, there's one that I'm thinking of. Oh, there's also the one that's like, Jesse, what are you talking about? He's like, what the heck are you talking about, Jesse? That's another meme. What about the meme where he is cooking? He's like, we gotta cook. That's it. That's one of the memes. He never said that. He never said what? What are you talking about, Jesse? Was that made up? Jesse, what are you saying? What if they took Jesse and put him in Team Rocket? And then they had a guy named James. What if they did that, huh? What if they didn't? I've seen the scene that meme takes frames from. Yeah, what if it was just like a different like sub, you know? A different dub. What if in the simple English dub he actually says, Jesse, what are you talking about? What if Coca-Cola made their soda more fizzy so they can fill the cans with literally more air? That's the chips. That's chip bags, man. That's what they're doing out there. We're really grasping for topics today, huh? I don't know what there is to talk about. Man, Wolfie, this Wolfie guy really fell off. He used to have stuff to talk about. Now he just talks about, you know, whatever, modern day events. This is bound to happen. You know, if you stream for enough years, at some point you'll just talk about topics that you've been talking about for years now. You're like, oh, remember when we talked about this thing? Welcome, Michael. Have I ever been to Epcot? I have never been to Epcot. I'm looking at OBS script. Confused by signal handling? Like operating system signal handling? SIGINT, SIGHUP, SIGTERM, Sig Myers, Civilization? No, that's Sid Meier, sorry. Have you noticed sofa cans don't explode as hard as they did in the 90s? No, I did not notice that. Well, did I just do a double bounce? Do you see that? That was totally by accident. What the heck? How did that happen? Sid Meier? The signaling within OBS, the OS signaling I probably draw from the depths of the okay. Sid Meier of Katarina. That's the Onion guy, right? Onion Knight? John Onion. At exit.register. Guys, click on that link. It will not steal your information. Surely. You know, that's why, like, the fact that it auto links things is the reason why I always type itch and then I put a space and then I put .io. Right? When I rate someone and they're like, Wolfie, what have you been doing? And I say, I've been playing itch.io games. I never type itch.io like without the space. Because I know it's going to be a link. So I'm like, yeah, let's type it with a space. And they know what I'm talking about. They're like, oh yeah, itch.io. Itch.io. Some people say itch.io. I say itch.io. Call it itch.io. I refuse. I'm currently searching Discord channels so I can avoid asking myself. About signals. About how signals in OBS work. I see. Man, everything's locked behind Discords now. People don't use forums anymore. We've talked about this like 20 times already. Itch.io's the cereal that makes you itch. So true though. Cereal. Anyone have cereal recently? Discovering new domain names like .training. And about .ie. There's stuff on the forum, but they don't have the correct information. Have I watched the May Grand Sumo tournament at all? The Yokozuna's back? No, I've never really watched a sumo tournament, so I do not know. You know I have a website, do you? Do you have a website? Do you write it in Elm? Is that a thing? What the fry.cc? Is that real? What is on your website? I don't really want to click it. What if it's a scam? I saw a highlight of sumo. It was neat. What's the best part of sumo? The part when they push the other guy out of the ring. I discovered that my brother has a folder of muted Discord servers that he only joined to download or read something. What do you mean? To download or read something? Like manga translations or something? Or anime? It's like when people would join IRC servers for XDCC or whatever to obtain files. Guides or mods. Oh, I see. I see. It is strange that people have to join Discord servers for that kind of stuff. It just says hee hi. But you purchased the domain for that. I love this song. It's a nice song. Have a couple I'm only in for the emotes. Yeah. A lot of times people do just join Discord for emotes. Not me though, because I don't have Discord Nitro or whatever. I mean, I have it now, but it's a temporary thing because they gave me a free trial. But otherwise, I have no desire to join Discord servers. I paid $50,000 for a domain to say hee hee hi. Does a .cc domain actually cost $50,000? That's too much. That's way too expensive. No? Well, if he hates his own Discord server? No, that's like the server that I'm the most active on. It's stealing your information. You can't be on that website. It's literally stealing all your browser cookies. Literally stealing your info to advertisers. It's going to sell it to advertisers. Is anyone actually active on Discord? Okay, I'm going to assume this is a stupid question because most of you probably are. But me, I feel like I never actually do anything on Discord. I just like post emotes. I just respond to things with emotes. That's literally the extent of Discord usage that I have. No? I use Discord 16 hours a day. Messaging people, chatting, joining group watch-alongs of movies. Anyone doing that stuff? I don't do it. I just log in. Sometimes I'll see people talking about something and then I post an emote and then I say, and then that's it. That's all. Welcome, Poppy Hollow. You chat with oomps? I don't even do that. In VTuber servers? You mean VTuber? VTuber? Tubers? Any tubers out here? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like, what would I even post on Discord? Nothing. Anything that is worth talking about, I would talk about it on stream, right? Why would I repeat myself on Discord? I don't use Discord anymore since my friends and I stopped playing League, Heroes of the Storm. Congrats on quitting League. I know some people are still suffering from League. But you have stopped, and that is nice. Anyway, I don't know. Discord, I don't even, not even posting on Discord. Reacting to things, you know. On a 10-game loss streak in League, it's time to stop for a bit. So true, you should definitely stop. Wolfie in the chords, posting the Godot script for today's video. I don't do that. Imagine being on Discord. Discord, what happened to that chord? What about those chords? Can someone tell Fangu their Nodders emote is a bit think? What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Welcome, Do Zen. What is this art style called? Look, this one? This art style? I don't know, Wolfie style. Yes. Wolfie style? Maybe? What do you mean by that, pork foo? It is a bit. What do you mean it's a bit? Isn't that Bochi the Rock? What is that? What is that from? Is that from Bochi the Rock? It's a bit? Why don't you tell her? Have you considered telling her? Why do we have to tell her? It's a bit. It's many bytes actually. It's not just a bit. One bit of information I think would just be a solid black. Although even then, that's more than one bit. It can't just be a bit. Several bits. Bocce the Rock. Bochi out there. It is your sexiest emote next to Walter's clap. I still don't know what you mean by it's a bit though. What is wrong with the emote? It is a bit. Everyone post some emotes, or can we do like some emote recognition? You can see, I don't know what you're talking about. You can see it. Hey, what about this emote? Whoa, look at that. It's a dog. Actually, I was posting Chocojack's emotes in Northernlions chat today, and someone was like, Wolf is, he was like, whoa, a based Choco viewer or whatever. And I did not respond, but I did see the message. Those are some emotes. Is it time for all current sub emotes? So true. Okay, that is the sumo wrestling one. Welcome, Sheriff Pumpkin. Me when chatter says message, and then I say welcome, and then they leave. Everyone's leaving. Like, this guy's fishing. Get me out of here. I don't want to see fishing. Okay, we got some emotes. We got Dancing Cat. We got some Sailor Moon. We got Choco J Keck W. We got dancing. We got Yoshi being expanded. Is that Yoshi inflation? What is that? I can tell what that is. Dig Dug. Gamba. Is that a Hime emote? What is that one? It is. Look, I could recognize emotes. Is that Mario? Is that Mario's pants? What are these emotes? Those are some emotes. Michael, I have a question about your emotes. What is this? Because I like in my recommended, sometimes I see a streamer named like First Flower, and she has a design that is identical to your emotes. Like, what is that? Is that like a character that exists? What is that? What is the story behind this emote? It's like a pink magenta character. Her name is Very Nice Girl. Wait, is it? Is it like a... She's supposed to symbolize being nice. But there is a VTuber that uses that design. Is that unrelated? Did she base her design on an existing character that is known by others? Or is this based on the VTuber? It is related. Okay. It's based. Then why do you have her as your emotes though? Is she aware of this? Is this a thing? I had no idea. I was like, I saw it and I was like, wait, this is Michael's emotes. No? Okay. I need the context. Love how Wolf started asking questions the same way NL does. What do you mean? How am I asking questions in the same way? We got Clavio Ah. We got Savinka Drive. We got other ones. What is that one? What is this one? What are these ones? Wolf's Sleep. Vipire. I know who that is. First Flower's design is based on Very Nice Girl, who's from 2013 to 2014. And my emotes are also based on Very Nice Girl. Hold on. Let me look this up. Very nice girl. This is nice board. Berry pink grill. It's actually grill. Michael, it's actually grill. It's a phrase commonly accompanied by a picture of a recolored version of Madoka character Madoka. Oh, it's a 4chan thing. The character is known as Berry Pink Grill. I see. Interesting. I was not aware of this. But now I know. Now I have context on what this is. This guy has the gay prefix, so true. This character also known as Berry Pink Grill. Exactly. Hey chatter, sometimes I see thing on my front page and ask for context. Is that how we ask for it? Hey, what's the deal? So like, what's the deal with this thing? Librarian, can you pull up the video? Librarian, the librarian, do you have the link for this? Do you know how this guy posted this thing? What is he talking about? And then he puts his hands on his head. He looks at the camera. It's nice to have something that symbolizes kindness and happiness. Yo, is that a rat? Is that a freaking cheese to meet you? Berry rat. Oh, that's why it's called, that's why the prefix is berry. Michael Berry something? Oh, Berry Nice Grill, I see. That makes sense now. Now everything makes sense, because every time I've seen that VTuber, I'm like, what the heck? What is this? And now I know, and I never thought to ask, because I always forget about it. Does anyone else have this thing where like, sometimes you'll see something and then you'll have a question, but then you'll forget about it, and then you never actually get to ask it. Like I see a thing and I'm like, oh yeah, I should ask someone about this. But then I don't. And now that I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, right, yeah, I was wondering about that one. Constantly, all the time. What is one such thing? Have you all had a question that's been burning in your mind and you're like, I sure wish I could ask someone about this, but I don't even know. That's the thing, you won't even remember, because that's the topic of conversation, is not remembering that you had the question in the first place. And sometimes remembering is very important. Sometimes to remember, you must forget. And that's life. That is society speaking to us. Gamers are out there. Some people don't even remember what they had for lunch. Some people are there. I do it often before bed. I'll think about a question before sleep and be like, I have to remember this when I wake up, and then I forget when I wake up. Yeah, that's like dreams. When you have a dream and you're like, I would like to remember this dream. And then you go back to sleep and then you wake up and you cannot remember. It was worse when I used to go through my VOD and timestamp it, because I would see something that I knew I wanted to ask. In the VOD I get distracted, but I never remember what I was going to ask by the time I stream again. That also happens. Yeah, it's like when a streamer is like, they start talking about something, and then they get distracted by some other message, and then they never go back to the original topic. Like, wait, he was talking about this thing. He had a good question and no one answered. I tend to do my darndest to scribble it on a random piece of paper. Imagine doing that. Command queued out of Slack. This guy's slacking. This guy's slacking at work. Look at this image right here. What is this supposed to be? Is that a wizard? What's that thing on the left? We will never know. Wait, have I had any questions like that? Can I think of questions that I do not know the answer to? I should start writing them down. Can I check my notes app? Sometimes, like when I'm on the train, I have questions. I write, well, not questions, but things I've observed. What's in my notes app? Anyone using their notes app? Notes. Last thing in my notes app, vomit on the train floor. Yes, someone did vomit on the train floor. I had also written down a door hard to open for some reason. Electric scooter guy drops banana. I forgot to talk about that. This was some time ago. I saw someone on an electric scooter and then they dropped a banana. And that's it. That is the extent of the story. I thought it was interesting enough to write down for some reason. And now I've told it to you all, and now you can all remember this for next time. What color was the banana? It was either green or yellow. I don't remember the type of scooter. At work, straight up slacking it, and by it, I mean... No, Handful, you're misquoting. It's let's jest or say. It's not I mean, right? Is that how the meme goes? Let's just or say rather than I mean. Pants, they're slacks. Those are a type of pant. What did this person look like? They had a helmet of some kind. I believe they may have had black hair. I don't actually remember now. They may have had a black hoodie as well. But I may also be misremembering. A helmet. Helmet, isn't that the guy from Hitman? The fashion model from Paris? This is when you go, oh, yo, so true, I understand this reference. Do you wear a helmet on bike scooter you rent from Lyft? Lime? I have never rented a scooter from Lyft or Lime. X-Tag is joining. Welcome. Welcome to stream. I played the game. I don't remember that guy's name. I think that was in Hitman 2. No, that was in Hitman 1. Yeah, that was in Hitman 1. I forgot. You know, I get confused sometimes because I played the collection. I played all the games at once. I do remember Miami is from Hitman 2, though. Yeah, Paris was the first level, the first non-tutorial mission of Hitman 1, right? I believe that is what it was. Yeah, helmet. Helmet Kruger. Kruger, isn't that the grocery store chain? Kruger. Kruger, isn't that the mascot from Scary? Kruger, isn't that like a lion but like different? Isn't that like a different? I don't know. What am I saying? What is bro yapping about? Alright, unknown players trying to join. I don't know if this is the same player as last time. But your name is not showing up, and I do not know who you are. So I will not allow you to join. Anyway, what is a question you all have answered recently? A thing you've learned. What have I learned recently? Hold on. I check my notes. Today I learned. I do take notes on things I've learned. Today I learned. What did I learn recently? Okay, I learned how to draw pixel art trees. Yes, I did write that down. There was a video about how to walk up hills without getting as tired. I wrote that down as well. There's a video on how to walk up a hill in an efficient manner, energy-wise. Is it okay to bypass GitHub checks when pushing? I don't know. What? This is such a specific question. Welcome, Worm. I saw that but did not click on it. I clicked on it. I thought it was worth it. The trick is when you're walking uphill, you want your leg, your foot that you're stepping down on, should be placed below your shoulder, Because some people, they step too far forward, and that expends a lot of energy, especially when you're on a hill. I'm going to draw this to demonstrate it. Okay, so you're on a hill, right? If you're walking, right, you may walk by placing this leg farther ahead, and then, you know, walking like this. But actually, you should be going like, perhaps like this. Your leg, walk like this, and then your shoulder. Your leg should then be below your shoulder. What is this about? Efficient way to walk up a hill to conserve energy. And then also he mentioned when walking down a hill, you don't want to be like, you know, you don't want to extend your leg too far, because now you gotta, you know, it's unstable. You gotta like always keep your knees bent even when walking down a hill. And you might think this is not that efficient, but I found that maybe it also applies to stairs, because stairs are a bit similar, right? Sometimes I note that when I'm walking upstairs, sometimes it just feels a bit more tiring. So recently I've been, when I'm walking up the stairs, I will lean slightly forward so that when I step, the step is then below my shoulder. Yeah, when you find out you're not walking right, when you find out you're not breathing correctly. Isn't it smart to walk backwards uphill? I actually don't know. Is it? Welcome, Carp. You find out you aren't walking right. There's a lot of videos like that on YouTube that are like how to do basic tasks, and you're like, wow, what the, they made a tutorial on how to do this, and then you watch the video and you're like, wait a second. That actually makes a lot of sense. I've not been doing this. What the heck, dude? A lot of people, they're like, I've just been recommended a video on how to walk. Found out I've been walking wrong my entire life. It's crazy. Try walking 2 steps at a time. That's too much. That's way too much. Also, did I welcome Carabel? I don't know if I did. Were you here at the beginning? Possibly. Why can't I catch this? Where is this meteor even at, bro? Okay, so you were not here. I will now welcome you. Welcome to the stream. Walking though. Any fans of walking? I've been walking quite a bit. When I go to work, I walk. I used to take 2 subway transfers. You could either take the 2 transfers or walk 20 minutes. Lately, I've been choosing to walk 20 minutes. And I think it's good for me. And yeah, it's nice to walk sometimes, except when it's raining. When it's raining, you know, depending on how hard it's raining, I may choose to not walk. I may choose to actually take the 2 subway transfers instead. Have there been any web fishing updates? No, the game is dead. The developer has abandoned the game. The developer has created a plush and then said, hey everyone, buy my plush, and then they just quit. Have they actually? Well, I mean, they haven't said anything. I don't know if he's actually quit. But he hasn't, I don't think he said anything about the game or posted anything. I think he's been like bullied off the internet, maybe. Remember when people were getting really into web fishing and there was like a lot of hackers and people hated the game? They're like, oh, freaking, this game sucks. We're going to start trolling everyone. I think he got bullied. And then he stopped posting on Twitter. Lately, I've been going on short walks. I hope to start on going on longer walks. I think that's good. It is good to walk. It also walks to the train. It is also 20 minutes away. That's crazy, dude. It's like the same place. It's like we work at the same place. Maybe he is smoking a fat blunt. Are you sure about that? How can you make such an assumption about this individual? I tend to do 10-minute walks all the time. 20 minutes I'm sometimes too lazy for. 20 minutes is quite a long time though. It's like, you know, it's a lot of walking. Well, it might not actually be a lot of walking. I was looking up like the recommended number of steps per day to be active, and they said like about 10,000, right? It seems kind of high to me. But I do, on the days that I do go outside, I do walk more than 10,000 steps. Honestly, web fishing does have the smoking a fat blunt vibe. What about a sharp? Wait, that's a thing. Wait, have you thought about this? Blunt drugs, different types of drugs. Blunt, and also the opposite of blunt is like, you know, when something is sharp. But a sharp is also, it's like a needle. Holy frick. That is literally... Hey guys, we're not talking about drugs. Hello. Hello, Margot. What are you doing? What are you doing? Margot. We're Dragon Quest 3. I hope you had a good time playing at Dragon Quest 3. Was it it was not the remake, right? It was like the original one. Drugs. We were talking about how we're like, what is the web fishing developer doing? And someone was like, he's probably smoking a fat blunt. And I said, you can't just assume that. And they said, you know, maybe this game does have that kind of vibe. And then I said, what a blunt, what about sharp? And then I realized sharp is also like drugs, you know, because like needles, those are sharp. Anyway, hold on, let me welcome people. Welcome to Cafro, welcome Dr. Hidaka, welcome Arcid Tron Ultra, Ghost Lizard, Greedra, Margot, Jordan.mp3, Shinsua, Thurns. How many hours do I have in web fishing? 92.5. Welcome to I Know Anime and Bunzel and Aya Noir. I love your art. Thank you. Thank you for the kind message. What about a nice heap of Fent? Isn't that the promo code for Mari_EN's Gamersubs thing? I don't even really know what Fent is. Fent, isn't that the Red Sox stadium name? Guys? I saw that you learned how to harness the power of tree. Oh yeah, I did learn how to draw trees yesterday. Fenway, yeah, Fent. They named their park Fent. I can't believe this. Fenway. That's the fish tuber I thought you were talking about who debuted recently. Oh no, that's a different one. I was talking about Saba. Saba Pin. Fent, isn't that what the Sus Among Us guys do? So true. They do also, they're always doing this. And like I saw Red, he was Fenting. It's like what Charlie Brown and the gang get for Halloween. Fent. Do they? Is that a reference? I don't understand. Me when I don't understand references. Among Us. Sorry, did I miss? I think I may have missed some messages. What if I missed? The SNES, oh, SNES Dragon Quest. I remember when I played it, it was Dragon Warrior. Do you all remember this? Dragon Warrior. It wasn't even a quest, it was a warrior. Charlie Brown got a rock, did he? I don't think I've ever, I don't think I can't talk. I don't think I've ever even watched the Peanuts. There was another thing. Dragon Warrior was the US localized name. Yes, it in fact was. Good intro to stream. Talking about Fent. Classic stream. Welcome, Starchy Friend. I don't often talk about drugs. I've never even done a drug. I don't even drink alcohol. I don't even drink coffee. I'm like the most boring guy out there. You're like, Wolfie, have you ever had alcohol? I'm like, nope. Have you had coffee? No. Have you had weed? No. Have you had any drug? No. I have no such thing. And I've never even had an energy drink. Never even had any sort of energy drink. I have had tea though. I'm a fan of green tea. It's pretty nice. Soda, I've had soda. I don't drink soda because I don't like it, but I have had it. Arguably more accurate because not all of those games involve a dragon. Is that true? Are there Dragon Quest games that don't have dragons? What are they even thinking? Why would they call it Dragon Quest if there's no dragon? Just like me, for real? So true. The 10,000 step recommendation has more to do with it being a nice round number that's easy to remember, but it's around that number. Yeah, we were also talking about how many steps you should take in a day. And I was like, my commute is pretty long. Often when I'm going to work, I walk more than 10,000 steps. And I was like, that seems kind of high because I'm walking like 40 minutes, right? 20 minutes, actually I'm walking like, how far do I walk? I'm like 10 minutes to the station and then 20 minutes from the station to work. It's like 30 minutes one way. So I'm walking like about an hour each day. 10,000 steps is 5 miles. No. Sure, doesn't it depend on how short you are as well? Like for a short person, isn't that like fewer miles? Are they assuming that someone's height is about right? I guess then I do watch like 5 miles per minute. Wait, I actually have metrics on that. I do have like a smartwatch that tells me how far I've walked. I could check. Programming is my drug. This guy doing programming drugs. Can't believe it. I do not have a Costco membership, no. I think Wolfie should plant a garden, then he can get some weed. I mean, you can get weeds just growing even without trying to plant stuff. Sometimes, you know, the seeds they just grow on the sidewalk. They got weeds on the sidewalk. It's crazy. Saying I drink tea, juice, and water like the awesome adult I am. Yeah, water is my favorite beverage. That was actually the other week at work. I think this was last week maybe. We had like a team dinner with people that were from outside of New York. Also, yes, I should drink water soon. There was one question that was like, if you could give up your favorite beverage of choice, I forget what the upside was, but you could give it up and you could get something. No, actually, it was like, would you rather give up your favorite beverage or your favorite snack? And then I was like, well, my favorite beverage is water. So, and then another person at the table was also like, does water count? Because that's my favorite beverage. And I was like, yo, another water enjoyer. But the consensus was like, no, you can't give that up because you need it to live. So it doesn't count. Anyway, I'm going to drink water right now. Alright, I have hydrated. Takes me around 6,000 steps to run 3 miles, but I guess I am running at that pace. Yeah, but that's different though. What if I check my metrics? If I open up the health app on my phone, is it the health app or there's like an activity app, right? Steps. I've only taken about 1,000 steps today. But yesterday I took 11,320 steps. I guess on the days that I go outside, I do take about 10,000. 11,000 steps maybe? 11,320. You have to give up whatever specific New York water you're drinking right now. Boiled water. Does anyone else boil their water? A lot of people, they're just drinking it straight from the tap. A lot of people, you know, filter tap water or just regular unfiltered. I boil the water. Yeah, boiled. It's so old. You put it in the electric kettle. You wait 5 minutes and then it's done. What does boiling do? Does it have germs? Obviously. There's always germs. You gotta boil it. Imagine not boiling your water. Cringe. I do tap drinking, filtered drinking. Wait. Tap drinking, filtered drinking, and filter plus boiled. Yeah. Boiling is good. We've had this discussion before. A lot of people, especially in the chat last time I talked about this, they do not enjoy drinking warm water. And I thought that's strange. Every single time I have water, I'm like, it's gotta be like warm, you know? Even when I'm at work, you know, they have like a boiling water machine, and they have cold water. And I get the boiled water, and then I add the cold water to it to make it warm, and then I drink it. I like warm and hot. See, you understand. I like warm water tastes better. See, this is so different from last time. I feel like the last time I talked about this, everyone was like, whoa, what the frick, man? This guy drinks warm water? That's weird. And now we have more people that understand. Makes sense. Boiled for temperature? I mean, it also kills whatever germs, but like, you know. Warm water sounds weird. No, you're weird. I think warm water is good. Cold water is uncomfortable. That's the feeling that I get. The only time that I'm good with cold water is like when it's really hot outside. It's like the one time that I'm like, I sure wish I had some cold water right now. If I do anything with tap water, I'll carbonate it. I'll tend to have water in the fridge, but I don't really care unless it's hot outside. Man, room temperature? Yeah, I'll take room temperature over cold water. Water temperature tier, is that a thing? Water temperature. Tier list. Oh, there is. Create a temperatures of water tier list. Okay. Oh, look, they thought of everything. This is boiling. You can't just drink boiling hot water. This is literally just ice, though. I mean, I do enjoy just ice. What is this? Boiled what? Boiled water, but like in a pan? I don't understand this. What are they? This is room temperature. This is like really cold. This is just ice. This is, what's the difference between these? I don't know. Okay, well that was my tier list. Actually, this doesn't make sense. Put them all in S tier. Bottom one is tea temperature. I see. I mean, that is still like really hot though. Catford needs his cold water to cool down. This guy, you should already be cool. This guy, you're telling me this guy's not cool already? Just ice. Are you blind? Hey, you can't be saying. I know that's a pun on justice. I was making that same thing. Tea temperature. You can drink boiling hot water after a couple minutes. Yeah, but then it's not boiling hot anymore, right? Amazing. Well, I will screenshot this later. Banana. It's currently boiling water and scalding hot water. I mean, I guess you can drink boiling water once, at least once. It will possibly damage your internal organs and also external organs. But you could do it. You could do it once. Possibly more than once. Maybe even several times. Anyway, yeah, water. What's the deal with water? What are those? Look, there's water right here. Are you seeing this right here? Do these cats even drink water? If they were out here drinking water. Ever go swimming? I have done so, but I have not done so in years. I've talked about this, that in high school I had learned how to swim. And then when I went to Japan for the first time, or second time, and there was like a swimming pool. I was like, I could swim, and then I found out that I could not. I actually forgot how to do it. The tier list didn't take into account the pressure letting the water get hotter or colder than usual. The pressure. What are they even doing? Swim like every day during summers. I need to cool down. What about like a cold shower? Is that not similar in some ways to swimming? He done forgot. Did I forget? What did I forget? What was I talking about 5 seconds ago? Swimming. Forgetting how to swim. Yes, I did forget how to swim. I was like, you know, some people say you can't forget how to ride a bike. And I was like, does that also apply to swimming? Because you can definitely forget how to swim. And I have totally forgotten. I don't have running water in the summer home. Wait, what? You have a summer home? This guy has a summer home that doesn't have water? What the heck? He has a summer home as well. Does anyone else here have a summer home? Yeah, I forgot twice. Can't use the drinking water from the well to shower. But why not? What if you boiled it and then you waited for it to cool down to room temperature? Wouldn't that be cool? It'll kill the germs. Most of the germs. Obviously not all the germs. You can't be killing all the germs. It will run out. No. Ever take cold showers? I think when it's summer and it's like really hot outside, I'll take like a room temperature like a warm shower. And then at the very end, I'll make it very cold for like maybe 30 seconds. But I never take an extended cold shower. Because that is just really uncomfortable. Although there was one time in Japan, there was like the Enoshima spa. They had like a cold water bath next to their hot water. And sometimes I would just go into the hot water bath and then go into the cold water bath and then go back to the hot water bath. Or no, it was a sauna. They had a sauna and then right outside they had a cold water bath. And I did that for a little bit. It is the extended family's house. It's not like it's really mine. I see. I understand. That's a thing for circulation, probably. I'm sure there's some kind of health benefit. Otherwise, they probably would not have had it in the spa, right? Isn't it like good for your skin or something? Does anyone here care about skincare? Skincare? How does skin even care? It doesn't even have consciousness. Am I right, guys? Does anyone here care about skincare? Does anyone do like moisturizing and whatever? I don't even know. Sauna, like the VTuber. So true. So true. That was a person who existed. Get rashes. Do you have like an ointment? I feel like the extent of skincare that I do, I just apply lotion to my face when I go outside. That's pretty much it. And not even that much lotion, just like a little bit. My skincare kind of ends after sunblock, CeraVe after showers. No, that's more than I do. Only in terms of not getting zits. I have not really had one in a long time. I moisturize when dry, there ends my routine. That's a classic. Is it expensive though? I feel like there's a lot of like pretty cheap lotions out there that are probably good. I do it after I wash my face and only for my face. Yeah, same. Pretty much same. That's when I do it. Did I welcome Alquinor? I don't know if I did. Sometimes I do sunblock when I go outside. I don't think I've ever done... I don't remember the last time I've used sunblock. It's probably like when I was little and I would go to like a beach or something on a trip. That was probably the last time I've used sunblock. Now you're gonna be like, well, Wolfie, you gotta have sunblock. It's like bad for your skin if you don't. I mean, it's like I don't go outside, so... I'm rarely outside in the sun for an extended period of time. Like, if I'm gonna be outside, it's only because I'm walking between indoor areas, right? I'm not gonna be, like, out there waiting in the sun or whatever. It has not happened. Snuck in with the Margot raid. I knew it. I expected as such. I apply face cream and call it a day. True. I don't count sunblock as skincare routine, but I use that too. Otherwise, I would friggin' die. Is it like really sunny? Do you go outside a lot? Does anyone here go outside like a lot? Like my impression of a lot of chatters, including myself, is that, you know, I spend a lot of time indoors playing video games, watching streams and all that. I'm not outside. On hot days without clouds, I burn up after 10 to 20 minutes. It's such a short amount of time. When you do go outside, use it. Skin cancer is the most preventable form of cancer via sunblock. True. I remember, wait, we had this discussion before. Someone in the chat said that they always use like a sun umbrella when they go outside. Who was it? I forget who it was. Was it Nari? Yeah, they were like, every time I go out, I always... No, it was Graveweaver. Graveweaver was here last time we were talking about this. It was during a Picross stream, I think. Yeah, I think she was talking about how she uses a sun umbrella. Anyway. Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up in the chat. New York has a lot of shadows with the buildings. That is also true. That is a true statement. And also, I just take the subway. Use sunblock when I walk my dogs. Dogs do enjoy walking outside, that is true. Now, why do dogs not see... Like, dogs, I guess they have hair, right? They have fur, so therefore it prevents them. It doesn't, like, the sun is not in contact with their skin. I guess that makes sense. Why did I not think about it? What about the dogs that are, like hairless cats? Do they need sunblock? Or do they just naturally just not get skin cancer? How does that work? Does anyone know? Any pet experts? Zoli says I go outside a lot, but usually not for long times. To hop to the grocer or visit nearby family. Exactly. I'm not outside for long. Broku's touching grass all the time. Yes. Be outside a couple hours a day for work, that's a long time. Lobsters gardening, that is a thing. Yeah, Graveweaver was here one time, or a few times. It was a while though. Dog be walking. Let's see, I'm very Irish, so I need it or become roasted out of sunblock. Yeah. What is type 2 skin? Sphinx cats get sunburn. Hairless cats do need sun protection. See, that's a thing that I've never really thought about. So like, I guess most pet cats are indoor cats. I feel like you don't usually see Sphinx cats just walking around outside, right? Like when it's stray cats, it's usually cats that have fur. Alchjakar has a hairless cat. Is it a Sphinx cat? Did you all know Sphinx cats are not from Egypt? They're actually from like the US or something. So the question is, why are they called Sphinx cats? I don't know. I deal with dogs often. I've never heard of them getting skin cancer. I guess it's because they have fur, right? The fur blocks the sun. They're from Toronto. Oh, why did I think it was from the US? Okay, yes, it's from it's from Toronto. Toronto. Some people call it Toronto. I didn't know skin had number types. I also did not know that. Anyone out here running early morning? It's like semi-sun. Early morning? Not me. We do have some people that do running though. Slime Molder has said that he does running. Jogging sometimes, perhaps. There were 3 examples of hairless cats. One was in Missouri. Where are Sphinx cats from? The Canadian Sphinx? Wait a second. It is Canadian. What the? Contemporary breed of Sphinx cat is distinct from Russian hairless cat breeds. Like Peter Bald? Peter Bald is a hairless cat breed? Canadian Sphinx breed was started in 1966 in Toronto. I see. This time of year it's best to do it in the morning. Running? So true though. I'm going to screenshot this art. Oh, it's raining. I gotta wait for it to stop raining. I think I was once looking it up and stumbling upon it, but I guess it's too generalizing. The Fitzpatrick scale is too specific. It's only for people named Patrick. It's Fitzpatrick only. If I made a cat breed, what would it be like? It would look like this. It would have it was like salmon. Is this salmon color? Salmon colored skin. Yeah, salmon and white. What is it? What color? What color? This isn't white. It's like, it's not even beige. What is this color? Off-white? Egg white? What is this color? I don't know. Whatever this color is. I think that would be cool. Or what about blue cats? Like Rover from Animal Crossing? What if we had blue cats? Have you considered this? It was Minnesota and Ontario. Exactly. Sphinx cats. Why did they name them Sphinx cats? It makes you think of Egypt, but they're not even Egyptian. We got the banana guy. We got Dawn Banana. They just have an Egypt vibe. Do they though? What about them specifically? Why can't I can't even get a good angle on this. Alright, what if it was like this? There, okay, this is a better screenshot. You know what cats are cool? Calico cats. Does anyone have like a favorite type of cat? There's some cat types of cats. Cat breeds, if you will. All cat breeds. This is all of them. Like, oh, ragdolls are nice. Calicos are nice. British short hair. Persian. Devon Rex. Sphinx cat. What the heck? What is this? Oriental cat. Siamese cat. Oh, this is a nice looking cat. Bengal, Russian blue, Siberian, Burmese. Oh, that's a nice looking cat. Burman cats, that's a nice one. Bombay cat. Asa cat. Ragamuffin, that's a nice looking cat. Persians are cute, but the hair is a nightmare. Wait, these are ranked. American curl, Japanese bobtail, Manx. Balinese? Balinese, got him. Singapura. Likoi. Oh, look at this one. It's a nice cat. Wait, what? This looks so different from this one though. Okay, it doesn't look that different. It looks slightly different. Birdman, you wouldn't rag on a muffin, would you though? Is that an AI cat? Surely this is a real cat. Lying white. This can't be an AI cat. You think this website would use AI generated cats? I don't think so. They might actually. $2,000. Turkish van, American wires? They named a cat after the wires meme? Holy frick. Himalayan cat. Munchkin. Nebulum. Pixie Bomb Savannah. Oh, that's a nice looking cat. Are you seeing this cat right here? Oh, actually no, my favorite cat is a tuxedo cat. I'm a big fan of tuxedo cats. Is this not like a cat breed? Is tuxedo a breed of cat? Or is it just like the fur pattern? York chocolate? Australian mist? That's just their color? Okay, well, I don't know. Bambino. Cheeto? Cheeto. Cyprus Javanese. Donskoy. Peterbald. That's a freaking dog. Ukrainian Levkoi. That's a dog. What is this? That's a freaking dog. What the heck is a Ukrainian Levkoi? I've never seen this. There's no images for it. It's a cat breed with inward folding ears and little to no hair. That's a dog. What the heck? This is literally a dog. That's crazy. How did this happen? Hairless cats are very much dog-like, especially this one. An elf cat? This is the most alcoholic looking animal? What are you talking about? This cat has seen some things. Wow, I did not know this existed. Napoleon cat. Yeah, I don't think this is not all cat breeds. Tuxedo cat. Look at these cats, man. These are some good cats. Tuxedo. That's him right there. That's a good one. Not tuxedo. They're gatekeeping tuxedo cats now. That cat is an SCP. One of the most striking is the tuxedo cat. It is not a breed of cat. Okay, so there's like many different types of. It's not a breed. It's a pattern color. Well, that's a nice one. Tuxedo cats usually have green eyes. Most tuxedo cats have white whiskers. Huh, I'd never really thought about this. I guess they do. What they held Tag Barrel's message. He's literally talking about they thought this word was referring to something else. I'm talking about cats. They're cool. They are huge. How are those cats so big? Let's see, I miss our cat. No. Wow. Wow, look at these cats. Wow. No known health concerns. Isaac Newton was fond of tuxedo kitties. I like these kinds of cats. Moggy, domestic shorthair.jpg. Oh, that's a nice cat. Hold on. That's a nice looking cat. They got a frog as well. This is the kind of image that Hamflow would redeem on a NanoDance stream. It's kind of fraud. Can you find this frog thing and redeem it next time? My cat looks like the tuxedo pic, except more black than white. Which one? Ragamuffin. Oh, that's why you said Birdman. Birdman. I was like, is there a cat called Birdman? You were simply talking about Birdman. I will be awake for Nano's next stream. I might do it myself. You could do it. You could totally do it right now. Cat brains. Arabian Mao? Korean bobtail? Highlander. There's a lot of good cats out there. Munchkin. Can't do it right now. What if you did it right now while he's offline? And then he sees it on Saturday. Have you considered doing that? Anyway, sorry, what were we talking about? Cats? Why were we talking about cats? It's like, Wolfie, if you could make up a cat, what would it be? Was there something that led to that discussion? Surely it was not just a random question. We were probably talking about cats in some way. What about dogs? What's the deal with dogs, huh? Cat. Me when cat. Meow. That's what they sound like. Cats do in fact be meowing. As well as dogs. Sometimes dogs are barking. Oh yeah, because we were talking about sunburns. That's what it was. And I was like, why do cats need sunscreen? That's why. And why were we talking about sunscreen? Because I talked about skincare. Why was I talking about skincare? I don't know. I don't remember. Do I have favorite animals? Rats are pretty cool. I think rats are pretty nice. And cats as well. I'm an appreciator of cats. That's it. Wire hair dachshund is peak dog performance. True. Wires. Rats are indeed pretty nice. I was thinking, you know how like Discord, we had the conversation on Discord about Discord server tags. Like if you have 3 boosts on a server, you can have a custom server tag. I was like, you know, what if I had mine and it was like rats? If it was simply the word rats, even though the server has nothing really to do with rats, people could go like, whoa, the rats tag. I would love to have a rats tag. Turtles, those are pretty nice. One should strive to love animals of all kinds. What about mosquitoes, huh? You should hate mosquitoes. Out there ruining everything. Those mosquitoes, man. About wasps. Yeah, wasps also suck. But like, don't wasps... That's such a weird word to say, wasps. Don't wasps have some benefit to society? Unlike mosquitoes. I definitely cannot love spiders. No, aren't spiders good though? Aren't spiders like they kill the other insects that would be in your home? Wasps. Mosquitoes also have benefits. No, but like barely any, right? Do mosquitoes have positive effects? What are the positive effects of mosquitoes? Okay. They remove waste because the larvae are eating things. I mean, other things can do that, right? They're food for birds, yeah, but like other things can do that. Aren't they food to insectivorous animals and fish when larvae? Yeah, but like, there's other things. Mosquito larvae eat bacteria in ponds. Adult males pollinate. They're food for other animals. Alright, fine. But wasn't there a thing that like if we were to eliminate all mosquitoes, it would have a like a positive effect on the world compared to like others? What about wasps? What are the positive effects of wasps? Wasps. What do wasps do? Why do we need them? They kill bees and their larvae for protein, rob hives of honey. Those are not positive things. If I had to eliminate any kind of animal, it would be a parasite. That is true. If you could eliminate parasites. What's the positive thing about wasps? They benefit in many ways. Is this AI generated? So many articles now are AI generated. This may be such a case. They keep other insect populations under control. Bug infestations. I don't know. This is not a very long article. There are some mosquitoes that don't consume blood at all. Wait, but then what are they doing? Bed bugs? I don't know. Yeah, what do bed bugs do? Honeybees are not native to the Americas. I never really thought about where they're from. I never assumed that they were from the Americas though. Like, where are they native to? If you could eliminate one creature from the world, one species of creature, I would perhaps choose the mosquito. What plant would I get rid of? A plant, I don't know. Poison ivy, maybe? No, I don't know. What's an interesting answer? You would get rid of humans. Oh yeah, kudzu, though that is in fact taking over much of the countryside. Get rid of those weeds that are stabby. Aren't they all stabby? Isn't it like the most invasive plant? It is quite invasive. It is taking over much of the countryside in many countries. There's different honeybees from parts of the world. The bees in America included bumblebees and carpenter bees. Oh. Building stuff. You know what's a cool animal is beavers. Beavers are pretty cool. They're like building things. I saw a video that was like, I actually got this video recommended today. It was like, I forget what country it is. They're like some country where they were trying to like build like a dam or something. And they had not built it in 7 years, and then beavers did it in 2 days or something. And then beavers can, you know, it helps the region. It helps stop fires and things like that. There's like that one time when there were like forest fires, and then the beaver dams raised the water level and those areas were not affected by fires. That was pretty cool. Beavers, pretty cool animals. There's predatory mosquito larvae that get enough protein in the larval stage to have no need for blood consumption, including mosquito larvae socializing on specializing on eating other mosquitoes. Wait, okay, but then the parents have to eat it, right? The parents that are birthing the baby mosquitoes, they have to eat the blood so that the baby does not need it. Best answer would have to be kudzu or tumbleweeds. I would personally get rid of dandelions. What's wrong with dandelions though? Isn't it weird that dandelions have like 2 forms? Like when you think of dandelions, do you think of the kind that has all the like things you can blow off, or the kind that has the yellow? Right? They're the same, right? They're just different stages of the same plant? And yet they look so different. It's like these, right? They got this one and this one. Does this one grows to be this one? Or what? Dandelions. Flowering plants. It's a common dandelion. Oh, that's the seed head. I see it. They're the same. They go white and fluffy when trying to spread seeds. I see. Welcome uphill as well. If the larval stage stores enough protein, the adults can use the stores to make their eggs. No blood needed. Yo, what? I've only seen them when they're white. What if you've seen them but you just didn't recognize it? You're like, oh, what is this? What about this one? They are pretty edible. That is a thing that people can eat sometimes. If you don't like dandelions, eat them. Do they have a taste? Do they taste good? Or is there no taste? I don't know about eating them, just have never done it. I know people eat them. That is a thing. I eat dandelion tea as well. There's many uses for things. Edibility, true. You're bitter. Surely they have like some kind of health benefit, right? Every plant, they're like, oh, you can eat this plant. It provides, you know, nutrients of some kind. Probably. But what if it was just really bad for you? The bitterness is water soluble. Just dip. I mean, that is why dandelion tea is a thing, right? You steep the thing and then the dandelion, it's like the bitterness. I don't know. That's cool. What about goats? Goats are just eating dandelions. Okay, have a good rest of your day, Hemp. It's going to go bake and cook stuff. Sounds good. Whenever I read up on any weed, it's eaten in the southern United States. Yeah, they're always eating the weeds out there. They do. I guess because like in the northern US, a lot of it is like more. Well, okay, I don't know. Are there just more weeds in the south? Because there's like more empty space. Like the northern areas, especially in the northeast, they're like more densely populated. They're like nearer to the ocean sometimes. And it's not true of like, you know, the Midwest. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Article makes it sound like a miracle food. Yeah. You could say that about anything. You could say that about acai berries. Remember that? Remember that trend? Is that still a trend? Do they have more benefits than other types of berries? The antioxidants. Wow. Look at this fishing right here. Acai berries? No. All berries are good? What about the bad ones? Are there bad berries? The ground roasted roots can be used as caffeine-free coffee alternative. This is sunflowers? Sunflowers can be used. Poisonous berries. What is the best berry? Strawberry. Is strawberry not a berry? Wasn't there like a berry that's not actually a berry? Is that strawberry? Raspberries? Raspberries are not true berries. True berries like banana. All right, bananas are a berry. Wait, I forgot about that. Guys, bananas are berries. Strawberries and raspberries are not actually berries. List of berries. Gooseberry. Is banana a berry? Yes. Yes, botanically speaking, a banana is a berry. Bananas are berries. Raspberries are not berries. Yo, this guy's losing his mind. 341 views on this video. I bet this is like AI voice generated. But you won't believe the banana. Banana is a berry. Sully said I ate too many goji berries. I don't even know what that is. Managed to accidentally speed up my heartbeat to a scary amount. Are you allergic, maybe? Anyone live somewhere you can pick up berries growing in the wild? I mean, you could do that even like living in the city. You could just get some berry bushes out there. I can pick berries where I go vacation. Usually the bears get to them. Oh, those bears. Always out there eating those berries. And blackberries, huckleberries. I think I could go to a nearby forest, but the idea of picking a berry that had an unfortunate interaction with a fox and getting sick from that is something I would avoid. Yeah, you don't know where it's been. Wasn't that a thing on Scrandle? Berries picked from a bush, free. Wasn't that was a thing, right? Is that Scran? Is that Scran even dull? It seems pretty interesting to me. Berries. I don't know. Berry, isn't that the VTuber? Isn't that the Ladybug VTuber? Berries. Berry, isn't that what you do to conceal an object in the ground? Perhaps a person even? Berries? What am I talking about? Any new streamers I've stumbled upon? Let me check. List of streamers that I follow. Probably not. No, not really. Not really. Bury me, bury me. Classic one. Any new streamers you've stumbled upon? Okay, you have answered. I feel like I've seen that name before. Is it just him advertising other streamers? Mods, ban that guy. How dare you mention other streamers? You should only be talking about my stream. Get him out of here. Hey. You can't be doing this. I don't know. I don't really watch too many new streamers nowadays. I just watch the same streamers constantly. Welcome, Goof Custom. Does this chatter spark joy? Does anything spark joy nowadays when you think about it? Is anyone even happy in life? Anyone even satisfied with the state of society and their own personal circumstances? I hope so. I think I will not find any more new streamers to watch. Anyone think there's too many streamers out there? Every day, streamers are debuting. Hey guys, check out my new model. Whoa. Too little time and I just want to spend less time watching streams. And what are you doing then? Playing League of Legends? I can't believe this guy. What is, bro? Look at this photo. Look at this freaking screenshot. Like, I followed a few people, but I feel like, you know, I've gotten to the point where I kind of just watch the same streamers, you know? Choconax is streaming, Hamflow streaming. Well, Choco's not streaming today, but, you know, she usually does. If Hamflow's live, I'll be watching Hamflow, you know? Nanodan's live, I'm watching Nanodan. Sometimes I'll tune into an SE stream. Whoa, it's a Zubat. What the heck, dude? Bro. Found a couple new streamers I like recently, which is odd because I usually watch the same ones I have for years. Which ones? Which streamers? I've been watching a lot of vacuously streams lately. Who else? Who else? Northern Line, obviously. If Northern Line's live, I'm watching Northern Line. I feel like that's mostly it. Those are mostly the streamers that I watch. The other tag made Zubat. Tag Barrel. Good Zubat. That's a good Zubat. I'm probably forgetting some people that. Oh, Alyssa. Yeah, Alyssa. When Alyssa's stream, I watch her. I think that's like 90% of the streams that I watch are those that I just named. Other streams, I don't know. I just don't know. Great Wolfie chat pruning of 2025. They prune themselves. They're just like, he's talking about this again, I'm out of here. He's not even doing game dev, man. What's he doing? I followed for game dev and he's playing web fishing. Can't believe this, man. I followed for Picross and he's not even doing Picross. Hold on, have I been watching other streamers? I believe that's it, right? Like sometimes I'll like once in a while just tune into like some other streamer. If the usual streamers I'm watching are not live, I may sometimes tune into other streamers that I'm following, but I feel like it is quite uncommon. It doesn't happen. I mean, sometimes I tune into a Doobie stream. The other day she was playing Counter-Strike and my usual streamers were not online, and then I was like, let me just watch a Doobie 3D stream. And then I recognized several chatters in there. Like, I know this guy from this other chat. I recognize at least 2 people. Simple Pokemon are easy enough to not mess up to the point of unrecognizability. So true. What do you think is the easiest Pokemon to draw? I feel like Voltorb is up there. Electrode, also pretty easy. Ditto is pretty hard to mess up a Ditto. Yeah, Diglett is pretty easy. I sometimes see people drop Wolfie emotes and it's people I've never seen before. That also happens. Some people, they do just sub for the emotes. You're like, who is this guy? Sometimes I see people posting emotes from channels that I follow, and then I'm like, I've never seen this person in this channel before. What is an example? I feel like there's like one streamer. Can't remember specifically. I don't know. Imagine remembering things. Anyone remembering things recently? What was the most recent thing you remembered? What was the most recent thing you forgot? Anyone forgetting things recently? Your password, maybe. Your PIN number, maybe. The 3 digits on the back. Do you all remember your credit card number? I don't. I don't remember the 3 digits on the back. I don't remember my number. Oh, my phone number. I remember that. I don't remember my credit card number. I don't know. I don't need to use it that often. I don't remember. Yeah. I feel like most people would not remember, right? You don't have a credit card? Well, okay, that is... I feel like having a credit card is a very American thing. That is true. This is a very American-centric mindset. Yeah, in other countries, you don't necessarily need a credit card. In the US, we've built so much culture around it. You gotta have like a credit score, you know, you gotta build your credit for credibility, etc. I remember the numbers, but not what order they come in. I don't remember. I remember my very first card number for no useful reason since it got replaced decades ago. I don't even remember. I'll use my credit card. I'll use your credit card. Remember that time I used your credit card? Good times. That did not happen, by the way. I don't have a credit card either. I have a bank card. See, what's the deal with America, man? Americans and their credit cards, bro. I remember my security code. Your PIN or the 3 digits on the back? Probably the 3 digits on the back. Wait, what? Dairy? Yeah, the 3 digits. Did I welcome Prop Not Jack? I don't think I did. Welcome. Wait, is this a reference to something? I'll use my credit card. Is that a reference to a piece of media that I'm unfamiliar with? Me, when someone makes a reference and I don't get it. What are they talking about? What are they even saying, bro? When things are being referred to. Wow. Call me a pointer the way I be referring to things. Classic. I should end my stream soon. It is about that time for me to end my stream. Very soon. I like to put it on my credit card. Put it on my tab. A tab right there. Alright, everyone, assemble in the spawn location. And I will take a screenshot. And then I will end my stream. Never had a credit card, and I hope that isn't a mistake. If you're in the US, you should have a credit card. It matters for, like, reasons. You know, you don't... I've never used a credit card for something that I can't pay for with my own money. I think the issue that people have with credit cards is that they're using it to buy things they can't afford. So only buy things you can actually pay for. I pay for it immediately. There is no downside to having one, for me at least. I always thought I would forget to pay a bill. But then how then are you paying for bills normally? Let's see, it's a South Park bit about Chinese comedians making racist impressions of Americans. They mock Yanks for using credit cards and ordering gluten-free foods. I see. I did not know. Zoe, you are overlapping tag barrel storage. You are occupying the same region in space. It is ruining the screenshot. Okay, it's fine. I do frequently forget to pay bills that aren't on autopay. Yeah, I used to do like manual pay. Because, you know, I wanted to check every month to make sure the price was correct. But then I was like, you know, it's a lot of effort. I ended up just doing autopay. Anyway, that's it for this stream. I have all my bills on autopay except for one. Which is the one? Anyway, yes, I do autopay. Okay, thanks for joining, everyone. I will see you all some other time. I'm going to interrupt your music. Alright, it is time to find out what day it is. It is time to raid a streamer. Today. Alright, we got National Wait Staff Day. End of the world? What? Ooh, International Tea Day. We did talk about tea today. Memo Day. That's a good one. Memo Day. You could press the Wolf is noted. That's a memo right there. We also talk about strawberries. Talk like Yoda Day. Ooh, World Fish. We also talked about fish today? Whoa, what the heck? A bunch of... They've ruined their website, man. I hate this. What are they doing? What are they doing, bro? Okay, let's do International Tea Day might be nice. National Memo Day could be good. You could post Wolf is noted. I think it's between those two. Tea Day. International Tea Day. You could post International Tea Day. International Tea Day raid. You can post Wolf is water and then post like a tea emoji of some kind, maybe. I don't know. You can figure it out. Alright, who do I raid today on this stream? A bunch of people are out there streaming. Derma is streaming. Nintendo World Championships. Let's see. What if we raid... What if we raid Karagi _ channel? And the 7TV in the preview? Yes. Yes, I do. Alright, that's gonna be it. I will be back on Friday with possibly game development. Possibly. Or something else if I decide not to do game development. But I may possibly do game development. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. We're gonna do the traditional thing where I sit here for several seconds and just say arbitrary things until the raid countdown starts. Yeah, good times. Thanks. Great stream and other. And good times, enjoyable times were had on this stream talking about such topics as cats and sunburn and cat types of cats, and also Vietnamese food and other. Alright, the raid is going. I will see you next time. Goodbye.